What is up, YouTube? Just stopped by the warehouse because we got a new flavor, a couple new flavors coming out of stuff. Watermelon grape pump, absolutely fire. We do not have enough pump flavors, and I've been pushing for these, so I'm very excited to finally get this, and training upper body today, so I'm fired up about that. Quick update on my training right now. I'm in, I don't know what phase, 572 or some bullshit of this rehab, but we're coming out on the other end, and I have a phase of hypertrophy coming up in the next week. So today's a pretty predominantly hypertrophy day. Got some stained in the background. Spotify's been finding my jams from the AI system. But yeah, my next phase of programming is a lot more hypertrophy based, which I am fired up about. I have like a chest and back day, and then an arm and shoulder day, and then a quad day and a hamstring day, 2 on, 1 off, upper lower, rest, upper lower. So I'm fired up about that. I feel like I've been lacking a lot of drive in the gym, and I texted Justin about this, and I'm like, yo, is my training gonna be like this forever? Because I'm like ready to lose my shit. Cause I was going to the gym and doing like isometric hold split lunges and glute bridges and fucking rotator cuffs for sets of 30 times 6 sets, and I'm just sick of it, to be completely honest, you know. And I was listening to this thing talking about like the only way you see progress in life is through discomfort, and I'm so used to the discomfort being, sorry, that was annoying, the discomfort being training hard and intensity and like pushing through hard training and hard dieting and all these things. And the discomfort that I've been experiencing was just doing the boring little easy bullshit that I did not want to do. And it was, for me, discomfort because I was fucking bored and didn't want to do it. But it was what I needed for the progress my body needed to heal my shoulder. But I'm kind of over that bullshit, so I'm ready to train fucking hard again and get jacked and put some muscle back on, because I've gotten to be way too much of a skinny bitch. I'm actually not that skinny yet, but it's coming there. I actually busted a tank top today. It's like 110 degrees here in Florida, and I still have no air conditioning in my gym. So with that being said, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna drink this on the way to the gym, and then I'll see you guys there for a little bit of, I mean, it's kind of full upper body. Minus, there's no specific delt movement, but I'm gonna be moving up the weight, doing what I do, trying to get a nice little pump. All right, so last week's gym quote was sweat the small stuff, because we are beautifully obsessed with doing something. People think it's bad to be obsessed, but we love to be obsessed with the gym. So we sweat the small stuff, every little detail. This week, you're not gonna be able to read this at all. My marker died. Now I can't have a cool whiteboard anymore. Horrible writing, so don't judge me. I don't even know if I know how to spell this. Consistent discomfort equals discomfort growth. Holy shit, I am dyslexic today. Consistent discomfort equals consistent growth. I don't even know if I still said that right. Pretty much when I was talking about in the car, is what I was thinking about. It's like being in a state of consistent discomfort means that you are consistently growing in some capacity and getting better. And even if you think deeper on that, if you are in a state of consistent discomfort, it means you're consistently changing. Because if you do the same thing consistently, what used to be discomfort then becomes comfort, because your body gets used to it. Things that used to be hard now becomes easy or feel easier. So less discomfort means less growth. So you have to continuously adapt, continue to evolve, and find ways to get better and change and fine tune your goals and what you're doing and everything like that. So like the discomfort I was having before was just like coming in the gym, consistently not wanting to do these things, but knowing it was what I needed to do to progress. And then it got to a point where I was like, okay, you're kind of losing the progress that you were getting from this. The shoulders are good enough now. Now it's time to get in the gym and actually start training hard again and getting into this discomfort of intensity and training hard and pushing things and learning how to do that again with my body. And I think the most distinct place that you see this in results is dieting. People who cannot lose weight, who can't get lean, if you're not hungry, if you're not uncomfortable, you're not gonna lose weight. It's like switching your perception of that hunger is bad, because like we're hardwired to think hunger means we need to eat, but to switch it, be like, well, my goal is to get lean, or my goal is to lose body fat or lose weight. To sit in that discomfort and to actually be like, oh, I'm hungry, it feels uncomfortable, that will lead to consistent growth, or consistent fat loss, opposite of growth technically, but growth towards your goal. So this is the theme of the week. Step into discomfort. And it's absolutely fucking applicable to everything in life. When I remember mostly, where I really experienced this was in 2020, Two, when I first started working with Hani, I was going through a lot of changes in my life and I still sucked at public speaking, and it's something I wanted to get good at. So I just threw myself into consistent discomfort. I put myself into like talks, Q&As. I'd go to events and be like, I'll talk in front of a crowd. I agreed to seminars. I did all these things that I did not want to do. And I was so uncomfortable doing all those things. I got anxious before every single time. I was worried, but it made me better and better at it. It made me grow in the terms of my skill as a public speaker, but also that confidence led into everywhere else in my life. So being able to seek out discomfort, I think, is so important, because if you don't seek it and get the growth that you want, life is going to throw you into discomfort regardless. It's just not going to be by choice. You're going to become a little victim, little bitch, and be complaining about it and not be where you want to be. So you might as well go find it and build the life you actually want. So that's my rant for this beautiful Sunday morning. Let's try and get jacked. All right, I might have gone a little ahead of myself on being excited for this workout. I checked my program and not fully fun yet, but next week, part of my program is chest workout of choice, back workout of choice. So I've been kind of like doing specific things to protect my body. When I'm getting that itch to just like be creative in my workout and kind of do something different than just the specific movements that don't hurt me. So I'm close enough now where to my program specifically to lean towards doing what I want, to see like every now and often you gotta just scratch an itch that you really want to do, but also kind of experiment in new movements, see what affects my shoulder, what imbalances I have in certain positions, certain movements. My left arm is much weaker than the right arm because it's still recovering, or I can't even do the range of motion or whatever it may be. So this week is still perfect form of stuff I know I can't properly do, ramping up intensity every week. Next week's the fun stuff. All right, so this is the moment where I should have the 5-pound increments in my weights, but I used to be young and reckless and only give a shit about jumping 10 to 20 pounds. And now I probably wish I had more, but 70s last week, I don't have 75, so I'm gonna go for the 80 this week. Probably gonna feel a little bit heavy. Fuck it, it's a goal. So that's all I gotta say. Wish me luck. I actually got 13 instead of 12. I can't count, but I'm trying to do a 3, 1, 1, 1 tempo. All I know is I'm trying to control the weight down, slight pause at the bottom of the rep, so I'm not getting any momentum out of it. A, protect my shoulder. B, strengthen my shoulder in each part of that lengthened position. Control the weight the whole way. That was good. Last week's 70s felt exactly like that. This is the beauty of having muscle maturity, coming off an injury, but I can bounce back real quick. So if I can keep my form this clean, keep progressing, have some crispy form. These 150-pound dumbbells, it's been a while since I moved those. It's been a long time coming. All right, back row exercise, whatever. Star Trek machine, semi-pronated grip, semi-neutral grip. Doesn't really fucking matter. I'm just trying to move heavier weight than I did last week, essentially. But it is what it is. Also, felt good. It's crazy how much just lifting a little harder boosts my mood compared to just like fine-tuning form and everything like that. It's a necessity, but my life has switched so much since being just a bodybuilder, being a father now being my priority, having the businesses that are growing so fast, pulling me in so many directions. On top of that, the media outlets, the documentary, all the things. Like, I'm a fucking bodybuilder and I'll have like 8 things on my calendar throughout the day and I'm like brain dead after that shit. Like, my mind is not built for that kind of life. I like creative stuff. I like training hard, doing hard shit. I don't like the nuances of business nearly so much. I've dabbled in a lot now, so at least I can learn where I like, and wherever I enjoy the most, I put the most energy and I reap the most rewards. So it's important learning lessons for me. But just having my life switch to having so much stuff keeping my mind busy in ways that I don't fully love, and then not having training to like balance it out, to get in the gym and just like decompress all that and feel good, it's been like a challenge, I guess. I just haven't felt like myself fully. And when I come in the gym and I can like lift hard, and I'm still not going crazy intense, but like this is a higher intensity than I've lifted in like 6 months for my injury, especially for upper body. To be able to just push a little bit of weight like that, to be moving up weights, seeing like the progressive overload coming, just feels good. Just like you had a shitty day, who the fuck cares? You're lifting weights, you're stronger than you were last week. It's a beautiful day. Got nothing to complain about. It's kind of incredible how great the gym is. There's so much of my life that has been evolved from working out, like my confidence, my anxiety, my mental peace, everything. So much that I've learned from my life and so much that I've like used to get through the hard times, like, comes from the gym. And I'm just so grateful for that. And that's why I try to kind of share a lot of like mental mindset shift, because doing hard stuff is what causes your brain to learn that thing. And the gym is such a beautiful thing where you can consciously choose to do it and pull what you want from it, and just have such a positive outlet where you're intentionally putting yourself into doing something hard where you can see results, build confidence, and use that confidence in other areas of your life. Turned into a tangent here, but it just feels good to lift some heavy weight again. I almost said heavy ass weight, but I'm not quite there yet. Heavier weight. One of these days I'll be back at the heavy ass weight and we'll be rocking and rolling. still gets the best of me. This is one where if you guys have not felt your arms hurt in a while, just throw this in there, a little bit extra volume, cook your arms real quick. A little bit of variable muscle action. Same thing I did last week, superset here. I have the proper machine I'm supposed to be doing it on this time for preachers with fat grips. Increase that proprioception. Make sure the right muscles are moving. But essentially I'm doing 10 reps, controlled negative, controlled contraction, 10 times, pause in the middle for 10 seconds, and then go again. Still trying to control the negative, but I'm really just kind of trying to get through 10 reps at this point, to be completely honest. So both things are exactly like that. 10-second pause, 10. I feel like my biceps are ripping off my arm by the end of this. That's a sign that was too heavy for this specific exercise. So fuck it. Incredible what a little bit of a pump can do. Might fade in about 30 seconds, but looks like I put on 20 pounds. Hey Siri, how many weeks until the Olympia? Just kidding. Maybe not. Open round 2 for the Olympia. All right, so that's a wrap on today's workout. Getting on to the fun stuff next week, like I said. More and more hypertrophy, get more and more jack, push myself more and more. But I was talking about discomfort because I realized, like, in the beginning of this year, especially, and just post-retirement, I was just like giving myself a lot of easy comfort, and it made me feel like shitty. It kind of increased my anxiety, it increased my stress. I was feeling more overwhelmed by little things in my life that I don't have control over, because there's obviously the shit that comes in your life that you can't control, but then there's so much that you can control, and I wasn't actively in control of those things. So then the other side of my uncontrollable things was causing a lot more stress in me, and it was stupid little things. It was like not waking up when I told myself I was going to wake up. I wasn't doing cardio when I was going to do cardio. I couldn't train hard because of my injury, and then I wasn't dieting anymore. I didn't have an Olympia goal, so I wasn't really eating on track. If I went to the pantry and there was a cookie I wanted there and I just eaten an hour ago, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat the cookie. And I did that for a while, and it just like made me feel worse about myself. It was so strange. To have more freedom made me feel more like fucking trapped and anxious, and I think it's a very common theme amongst a lot of people right now. I think we're at an unfair advantage if I want to empathize with myself in the world, of how powerful like our evolutionary brains are to seek out comfort and entertainment and food and abundance. And we have so much just shit coming at us right now. Like, it's so easy just to go on your phone. So you're bored for 2 seconds, pull your phone up. No one experiences boredom anymore. You're a little bit hungry, or at least you think you're hungry, but you're probably just bored. Go in the pantry, grab a fucking bag of chips, and no one experiences hunger anymore. And that's why I thought, like, part of the reason why I love bodybuilding so much, because it forced you into these things of like starvation for 3 months, essentially. You're, not starvation, that's very dramatic, but you're extremely hungry for 3 months. You're absolutely focused in a gym, pushing yourself past limits that you want to do. You're sore all the time, you're hurting, you're aching, and you still have to go in and do a level of work regardless of how you feel. And I think pushing through that discomfort led to so much more confidence and fulfillment and happiness within myself, and ease of anxiety, because I'm definitely an anxious person who overthinks a lot. And the more I wasn't in control of those things, the more the anxiety started to creep into my life, and I wasn't sleeping. I was getting up through the night overthinking all this stuff. And just being able to take control of the little things, like what I put in my mouth, how I'm training in the gym, when I'm waking up, little things with my health and all that stuff, makes everything feel so much better. And I think if you don't put yourself into positions of discomfort, you're not going to grow to be able to handle that. And throughout my career, you know, I was put in a lot of positions where I should have like stopped, or I should have taken a break, or injuries or health issues or personal things going on where it would have made complete sense and everyone would have validated me if I had backed out. But because the goal was so important to me, I pushed through. And what that led wasn't just 6 Olympias. It finished my career as someone who can handle hard shit, where you feel less anxious if you believe you're somebody who can handle hard things when it comes your way. And the only way you can become that someone is by going through hard things. So if you live an extremely easy life, you're doing the same habits every day, eating shitty, kind of training, not really hard, going to work at the same time, doing the same shit, not pushing yourself to get a promotion or anything, you're just going to feel like that. And then if fucking life punches you in the face with some crazy shit, you will not be prepared for it. So I think inevitably, life will present you with some extreme discomfort at one point or another. And if you haven't consciously chosen to put yourself into discomfort prior to that, you will be a lot less mentally prepared for it. There's nothing you can truly prepare for anything in life, but you can make yourself more of a resilient, level-headed, calm person in the face of adversity. And I think that's so powerful. And I don't think people realize the day-to-day ease of anxiety that leads to. You know, I mean, so many people are so stressed and anxious and don't know what to do. And it's like, just go do some hard shit. Push yourself through some levels of discomfort. Like for me with public speaking, it's been training hard, it's been dieting, it's been fasting for 3 days, or whatever it might be, whatever things I feel like I don't want to do. I'm not a morning person, so I've been waking up really early every day, and I'm just fucking hate it in the morning. But like an hour later when I'm awake, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I did that. Tiny things, doesn't have to be hard. And then you work your way up to big things. Like a big goal like the Olympia allows for big challenges to come in my way and a big opportunity for growth. So I think that's just so important. And it's had me actively thinking about like random hard shit I could do. And that's why I did that 80-hour fast, because I was like, I feel like every time I'm hungry, I'm eating. Can I not do that for 3 days? And I did it, and I felt good after. Just little challenges like that, you know? Maybe one of these days I'm gonna go fucking drop myself in the woods out of a helicopter in Alaska and go hunt some grizzly bears or something. That would be the dream, but like I said, work your way up to some crazy challenges like that. But I don't know, maybe this is my brain going crazy because I'm retired and I'm seeking for something, but I don't really give a fuck. It feels exciting, something I want to do. I'm enjoying training hard right now, and that's enough for the moment, but I'd just like to seek some things that lead to discomfort. You know, even the public speaking thing, I haven't done it in a long time, and now I get anxious when I think of doing it again. So I'm like, all right, fuck, I should probably put myself into that position again, because it's something that I'm resisting, that I feel fearful of doing. And I really think so much confidence comes from that. And again, this is why I fucking love the gym so much, and I want to promote fucking everyone getting in the gym. If I had a piece of advice for any young person of what to do with their life, I'd be like, go start working out. Apply the discipline to the gym. Every time you don't want to go, go. When you're tired, go. When you're sore, work harder. Like, keep pushing through those times. Be consistent. And the confidence you build from consistency and doing things you want to do will just apply to everything else in your life. And I think it's so crucial. I'm a huge believer in that. But with all that being said, this workout is done. I'm going to go get some food. Courtney's making waffles today, so I'm going to go fucking in on that. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching.